guys, Caitlin here. Welcome back to Fable Hill Farm. It is officially February 2022 here in West Michigan. It's quite cold, it's quite snowy, and I've got a couple of farm chores to do. I'm going to take you all along with me. We're going to be talking about chickens and hatching eggs, my olive egger breeding program that I'm working on. Our glove on here. It's really, sorry for this crazy ride you're all going on here momentarily. Whew. Okay. We've had a lot of snow and ice and rain, just a lot of mixed weather here, which is pretty normal for Michigan. Coming to check these waters. Also, I'm over by my wood stove. I'm going to check that. Turn you guys around. Of course, ducks in the woodshed. Man, is that woodshed looking low. This was a well water dish that I gave to him, and clearly that's frozen over. We've got the guineas. Oh, the crazy, crazy guineas. This is most of the Muscovy hens. Guineas are like, get me out of here. This water was a heated water from the garage today. You can see it's getting cold. They've eaten most of their feed. Wood stove 169. That's all right. Let me get my baskets here. Got a couple of goats out. Ely and Wendy, it looks like. Wendy will be kidding potentially next week or next weekend, so very excited. She will be a fifth freshener, and so they're her fifth time having babies. She is a 6-star milker. That means 5 generations of does before her, and then herself included, have their milk star through the American Dairy Goat Association, and she's a beautiful doe. I'm excited to get kids on the ground out of her. Got a Jinxie kitty. Jinx! My little chicken cat, my little chicken buddy with the most beautiful big eyes. We are getting ready to start incubating chicken eggs. By we, I mean myself and Ellie, my 2-year-old, and I'm really excited to hatch eggs with her this year because she's much more aware. She's really excited about the whole process of incubating and hatching eggs, and I cannot wait to share that with her. I'm going in my chicken coop now to grab eggs for the day. I've been getting between 5 and 9 eggs a day, I would say. Let me see the baskets I got up here. I mentioned in previous videos wanting to make my chicken flock fully mobile and repurpose this building for goats or ducks, just because chickens really aren't a focus for us, and I love the idea behind using chickens on a movable, more permaculture scale to benefit the property and keep them moving and fertilizing and working instead of just living in a stationary coop. We've had chickens here since we moved in, and after a lot of research and watching a lot of other homesteaders and farmers utilize chickens a lot more effectively, like Justin Rhodes is a great example in his chicken tractors and all that. These easy to move on your own little portable chicken houses. I'm definitely considering for this year doing something like that. So, because there is a lot of space here that I feel like is so underutilized, and because chickens just aren't a focus, this was all here when we moved in. I've definitely shown this in previous videos. This is like just pure chaos right now after moving everything out and just being cold. It needs to be really properly dusted and everything, but the chickens have clearly been stirring bedding around in here, and I'll get a pitchfork and stir it up again. Oh, the cat. You're so silly. Okay, really. Jinx, do not be going after chickens. Jinx, that's naughty. So here are my layers. what's in the coop currently. I think this group has about 4 large breed roosters. They're all Marans or Maran crosses that are hopefully Maran, like Americana Easter egger crosses that will be olive egger roosters. So there's these 2 boys and 2 more outside that stay with this flock. And then my hens are a mixed bunch. Got lavender Orpington, some bantams, some olive eggers I've hatched. This is a Easter egger hen. Lucy, my Rhode Island Red, my Polish hen DeVille, this little bantam guy. Clarice is so pretty. And this is Fleetfoot. Jinx! My word. Oh, not many eggs today. I've got to come in and add some more pine shavings. Just got some feathers in here. Oh, I've got a pile of eggs here. Let's see. Turn on my light. I've got a pile of eggs. And one down here. Oh. They really like to pile up all their bedding right in this area, so they've all just covered this, and I'll dig it all out and mix it around, layer it, let them turn it first, throw feed in here, let them turn it, and then they will get some fresh pine shavings and straw down on it, and that just helps to compost it. This is a take on a deep bedding system, and yeah, it works for us. So I went ahead and just turned all this bedding and turned it around, and I will feed them here tomorrow morning just to help them to really turn it once more, and then I will do a new layer of pine shavings and then straw. The pine helps to absorb moisture and keep ammonia down, and then you just are layering with the straw, using the shavings as necessary. It's really hard to scrape these roosts, which, it's a chicken coop and chickens poop a lot. They're very messy animals, because everything's frozen right now. So, yeah, I can't do anything about it. Everyone's keeping warm. Using this type of deep bedding does definitely help to generate heat. Our coop is not remotely insulated. We have the skylight here, which has a bunch of snow on it right now. And then this door here, which is basically like an exterior, like a porch door. All this again was here. We've redone the roost to fit our needs, but all of this was here when we moved in. So just making it work for a couple of years, and it worked out great. It's a great starting point. Don't get me wrong. Having this entirely different inside coop and attached run has been really nice. I do want to take this with me. Here's some more chickens. You can see this is at, again, if you're new to the channel, you wouldn't have seen this before, but if you're not new, this is what it looks like in the winter. This is attached to the inside part there and has its own separate little run. Chooks. There's a speckled Sussex hen. This bantam rooster is offspring of this one. Olive egger hen. Olive egger and a Black Copper Maran. This is a chicken pasture. Right now there's electric net fencing that goes around, and so this is their space, but I really want to get them out in the actual pasture. The problem is the bucks are a little bit naughty, so if we could get the chickens out of here entirely, and just let them roam more or move them, it'd be great for all parties. Hello there, Mr. Owl. So these are the eggs I have selected thus far for hatching. I'll turn a light on, which I don't know if it will help you to see better or worse. I've got some green eggs in varying shades and some really beautiful speckled olive eggs that I'm hopeful for to be crossed with a Black Copper Maran or olive egg or rooster. It's got some nice speckling on it. This speckled ones, these would have been from my last year's hatch, and crossing them back over with hopefully olive egg and the Black Copper Maran. I keep saying hopefully again because I'm not sure, I'm not taking this chicken egg breeding project so seriously that I am like test breeding and all of the things, I don't know what hen is laying what egg, so that is a difficulty that I would like to try and sort out this year, potentially with like a dye on their vent to try and identify some of my hens to keep based off their egg color and some to cull, just older hens and hens that are not actually going to be laying eggs that are going to further my breeding goals for my olive acre program for this year. So I will be making some cuts in the flock, of course hatching new birds, maybe getting a couple of well-bred Americanas or cream leg bars this year. Locally, I've already talked to a couple breeders to try and get that real blue egg color genetic into my flock for next year. I'm working on pulling eggs right now that are going to be either olive eggers or heavily speckled or heavily bloomed eggs, as well as my purebred Black Copper Maran. So trying to get some more dark chocolates, trying to experiment with the green, with different shades of green. I shouldn't be seeing any blue because I really don't think I have any true blue genetics. At this point, the few bluish minty green eggs I have are likely just Easter eggers, and they could potentially hatch out pullets that would contribute a dark green or greener egg than what they're currently laying. So that's where I'm headed right now. I really like the heavy blooms. I love the speckles, and I'm just seeing what happens. My Black Copper Marans are nothing fancy. I would love to get some like true, really dark egg layers. I don't have any right now, and it's just not in my budget. Again, not a huge priority, but if I come across some Black Copper Maran genetics locally, I may definitely purchase some eggs or chicks this year. I've got these like cooler, these are more of like a gray tone, and then these are all like these lighter to darker greens, and then 4 speckled eggs so far that I'm really excited about. Put that guy over here. This is a speckled olive egg row. So not all these eggs will make it into the incubator. I'm gonna take a couple more days to collect my hatching eggs. These are in the garage where the temperature is around 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so they're not getting too warm, they're not freezing. This is a good place to store eggs. So my friend Jessica over at Raisin 'em Right Homestead, they have a really neat pharmacy, an online pharmacy with like natural body products and soaps and all kinds of things you can check out. I'll link them down below. She is letting me borrow 2 incubators. So I'm going to be running 3 incubators. We don't have anything big and fancy, so I have this little tiny incubator that hatches around like 7-8 eggs, and then Jessica has one of those same ones and then another incubator. I'm not sure if it's the same kind or something else. So whatever eggs I can hatch in there, I'm just going to stuff them full, and I'll probably do 2 back-to-back sets of chicks, and then I'll be really hoping that this spring and summer we'll have lots of broody hens like we did last year, and hopefully have some successful natural hatches that result in chicks that are already pre-integrated with the flock that I don't have to pay to brood and keep under lights and all of that. Another thing that I'm really excited about with hatching chicks this year is this. I got this for Christmas from my husband. This is a Brinsea chick brooder plate, and I will be using heat lamps as well when they get into the bigger brooder and I have more birds, especially for my meat chicks, but I will be using this as well, and we'll cut back on, you know, some of our heat lamp usage. And these are great, and the chicks can just crawl under them. I've always wanted one, so I'm excited to try this out. Now I'm going to take you guys out to the duck house. I want to check to see if there are any eggs in there. I just bedded down some new straw last night to try to encourage the hens that are in that smaller free-ranging flock that live with my ducks to lay some eggs, because they have been laying some eggs, and I have been collecting them after I found a whole nest of frozen exploded eggs. I've been being, you know, mindful and checking for those eggs every day, but I haven't found any green eggs lately, and I was looking for a particularly speckled olive egg. There's a hen in there that lays a really beautiful egg. It's this one here, and I only have one. I'd love to get a couple more. I'd love to hatch some of those eggs. She is definitely being bred by a Black Copper Maran rooster, so I'm looking forward to seeing if I can get my hands on some of those. I also want to brush Uhtred and talk to you for a second about Templeton. I'll give you an update on his ear, because it's been a while since that really gruesome wound that he had. And he's looking good. He's doing better. It was definitely a challenging thing to heal. Got my brushes again. The battery is getting quite low, so hopefully I don't have to go in for another one. I have it charging. It's been so cloudy lately and dreary, and that's why seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, it's a, you know, a seasonal mood disorder. A lot of increased depression, a lot of increase in suicide, and just like those really down feelings. You know, vitamin D from the sun is so important for mood stabilization, and lack of vitamin D, lack of sunlight, definitely increases depression. So if you live in a place like that, like I do, then, you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice here, but, you know, talk to your doctor, talk to a healthcare professional about like supplemental vitamin D and different things you can do to help with that. Here are the boys, of course. My Uhtred boy, the sweetie. Turn you guys around here. I think I left my gloves. Baby Detour. Sweet stinky man. So Templeton is doing so much better, and he's had some hair loss. I have a new product coming in today. Actually, I'll be showing you guys and talking about that in an upcoming video for coats and things. He's definitely got some issues again this season, and I'm working to correct them using some blue light, using some different minerals with him. So yeah, he's one for his own video here coming up soon. But the ear itself is healing so much better. You can see that there. I'm not going to go in the pen right now because I don't want to be covered in buck. So the boys have been doing good. I'm actually going to get them some more hay just so that they have some up here. They have a bunch down in their shed. I want to get Uhtred brushed, but first I want to check the duck house. Here's this cat who also loves the bucks. She's the chicken buck cat, I guess. Got this scraper because I do need to scrape very badly in this duck house. But again, everything's been frozen, so it's been really quite challenging. I busted in on the guineas in here, and they're pretty upset about it. Yeah, no, they don't like that. Hey, wacky birds. I did manage to find this really beautiful, very dark green egg. I don't know if you can tell here. Pretty excited to have found this, and definitely going into the hatch me pile. So I actually just went ahead and scraped off I'm out of breath here, people, because that was some serious upper body exercise with a bunch of frozen duck and chicken manure. But now it looks so much better. Yay! Well, my GoPro battery died, and I came inside to get some water, a Band-Aid, because I brushed Uhtred. More important to get the dog brushed, get it done because it needed to be done, than to show you guys getting the dog brushed. Again, dead battery. I came inside because I needed a Band-Aid. I got nicked pretty bad with a curry comb with the brushing of a very floppy giant polar bear puppy. I wanted to show you guys real quick what I have in the crock pot, which I don't show a lot of food stuff, and I don't have a lot of time to film and edit the videos I actually want to make, let alone cooking videos, which it's not that I don't like to cook, but I don't have a lot of time being a stay-at-home mom with a 2-year-old, having everything with the farm, especially the goats and kidding and all that. So cooking videos is just not what my channel is about, but we do love food. Food is a really important part of our everyday life, and raising our own meat, all those things, very important. So this is not meat that we raise. This is pork from a pig that we bought from a farmer my father-in-law has been getting meat from for many years, beef and pork from them, and eventually we'd like to raise our own pork, but right now we don't. We have in the past, we would like to again, but this is not our homegrown pork. This is a little ham roast I took out of the freezer today, frozen, and I fogged up there real quick, didn't we? It's got some orange slices on there and some garlic and fresh onion, garlic, some rosemary and pepper. I've been putting a little maple syrup on top of there. There's some cinnamon on top, and then using this injector here to help to put some of that into the meat as well. So it's looking pretty good. We're gonna have some just canned green beans and some sweet corn we have frozen, we put up from our friend's farm last year. I'm gonna make some simple drop biscuits using heavy cream. I found this really great recipe that's so easy and just foolproof and delicious, really fast drop biscuits. So I'll link that down below if you're interested, and that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So I just wanted to show you guys that because this ham is smelling delicious and I had to check on it anyways. So I'm going to take you out and show you the duck house. I scraped the whole top of that nesting box area as best as I could with how frozen everything was. That was such a workout, and my arms are like feeling the burn right now. I went ahead and took a bunch of old hay that we couldn't use that had some light mold in it from being the bales closer to the ground in our hay shed, and I just like bedded down that whole duck house again. And it's going to be a pain to clean it all out in the springtime, don't get me wrong, but they're starting the process of creating this beautiful organic material that not this year, but the next year we'll be able to use as compost. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but this egg, which is the one I found out in that duck house, is so much darker than the other greens that I had here. So I'm really excited about it. This would definitely have been from one of the hens that I hatched myself last year, and it is a beautiful dark olive egg. Got some treats to offer the bucks here, some banana peels, orange slices, and raw garlic to help with just like immune boost. You've got vitamin C with the oranges, garlic, which is an amazing immune support, antiviral, all kinds of things, and banana peels, which are high in potassium and other minerals. But first I'll show you guys the deck house with its clean sheets. Got my scraper I left in here. This is all of that waste hay. The guineas are digging it in here. I scraped this off as best as I could. Everything else is so frozen, it's not coming off until we have a real warm day. Then I went ahead, let's see, this lifts up. You can check out in other videos if you haven't seen how we turned this old corn crib on our farm when we bought it into a duck house. So yeah, that looks so much better, and I know that all the birds will appreciate it. Uhtred got brushed and he looks nice and fluffy. Mara, don't get in trouble for barking at my goats. Mara, my goats. Okay, and then so I'm gonna offer the boys some treats here and just see what everybody wants. Boys, anybody want a banana peel? Banana? Oh yeah, good stuff there. Templeton said, yep, I like that. Shady? Oh, we are loving that, boys. Way to go. Good boys. That's good. All right. Now we've got some orange pieces. Who wants that? Shady, would you like a piece of orange? Shady really doesn't know what to think about these treats. Detour said, oh, I got my glove, buddy. Detour likes it. Templeton, you want another banana peel, buddy? Okay. Water is down here for the bucks in their shed. I'm thinking they're gonna need another thing of well water. I have a bucket I try to keep filled in the garage so that it's more like room temperature, you know, appropriate temperature above freezing than when it comes straight out of the well. They've got water here. And this is their morning. They get 1 bucket of hot molasses water with Blue Light, which is a goat mineral electrolyte, with winter dehydration and things like that. I've been using the Blue Light, especially with the mineral issues that Templeton has been having with, I think, a combination of sodium and then him just being more zinc and copper deficient for whatever reason. So thanks, buddy. They just cannot keep the roof on this thing. Decided I won't ever be giving another one of these dog houses to the bucks because they're just too rough and they've cracked it, which is disappointing. I've put down new straw in here recently and I can see that they could use some fresh straw down here. I'm checking minerals. I just filled these the other day. Got their Kent goat mineral and the Zinpro 40, which I'm looking into a different Zinpro product and I'll be sharing that if I wind up ordering it. Stinky boys. Uhtred definitely looks a lot better getting a brush out, but you know, he's so funny about his back end being touched, and I definitely need to get him trimmed really good down there, so I need to talk to the vet about a sedative for him. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Nothing in there, buddy. Oh, you boys. Detour, my only bottle baby, who is just such a character. Aren't you, little buck? I know, buddy. You and your bouffant. And Sprout, who's like a halfway bottle baby, damn raised, but super friendly. Okay. You smell. Quit that. You can see. Let me see. Templeton, come here, buddy. Oh, stop. Get down. Templeton, you're fine. Get down, Detour. Dude, quit. Quit. You're annoying. Templeton, let's show everybody your ear if we can. So it's so much more healed. starting to be a little bit hair growing back, but it's looking so much better. And I'm keeping bag balm on it and new stock on it, and getting new stock. He's getting all this new hair growth in here. There are a couple of things that I had previously talked to my vet about last year when this happened with Templeton. Some things I'm gonna try. I have this omega supplement that I ordered that's for goats to help with the coat, and I think has vitamin E in it and biotin. I mentioned the new Zinpro product I'm looking at. If those things are not effective in managing his overall condition and he can't keep condition, you know, clearly there's something with my management that's not working out. And I am a new breeder. I've only had goats for, this will be my 3rd year this year, but I'm really not sure how much of it is my management, if it's his genetic component, what. It's not any of the other goats, including his offspring, are not impacted in the way that he is. And it only happens when I start feeding that salted water from our garage when it gets really cold, and that has the water softener in it. And I've been this year only feeding 1 bucket, a small bucket, like I said, with molasses and blue light in it now. And there's just something about it with the water, with mineral level, something is not working for him. So I need to figure that out. And if I can't figure it out, and if I can't correct the issue this year, this will be the last opportunity I give him before I am gonna have to either call him from my breeding program or look at, you know, putting him with a breeder who has a different management style than me or something. I'm not sure what yet, because this is still a big question mark, what is going on with Templeton. And I will be consulting my veterinarian with it and having her look at him again when she winds up coming out here in the spring. Right now, you know, we're just sorting through it, and there's something I'm missing. I'm going to be, you know, trying some things. I'll share that with you all as I go. But again, he's the only animal that's being impacted in this way. I'm not sure what's going on, but I will get to the bottom of it one way or the other. I actually wish that I had thought about, when we butchered a couple goats recently, I wish I would have thought about a liver biopsy and sending that off so that I could look at mineral levels, because that would have been a great way to test what my herd mineral levels are. And that is really the most accurate and effective way to measure those things, is through the liver biopsy of an animal. So hindsight 2020, you know. My microphone just broke off on the bottom off the top of my GoPro very unexpectedly a moment ago. So that's weird. It's just dangling here, man. Okay. Busted. Cannot get rid of these cats. I'm serious. They just don't ever go away. Chucks. You guys aren't laying eggs back here, are ya? Hey! Oh, you better not be. No eggs. No laying eggs back here, woman. Run, chicken, run! Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know a lot of you are here for the Muscovy ducks, for the holistic poultry components, and I know in the winter my channel is lacking those things. So if you're still watching and you're still following along on our journey and you're here for that kind of content, you want to see more of it, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. I hope that this gave you some excitement for what's coming in the spring with our chickens and our ducks. As always, leave me a comment down below if you've got something to share with me. If you're new and you'd like to tell me about your farm or your farm dreams, if you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I post new videos. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.